Alright, will this work? Okay. Might have to just end this and start over if the stream keeps fucking up. Well, I think we're good. Okay. Shit. The fuck, man? Trying to stream here. I'm trying to stream here, man. So yeah, 3 weeks ago bought a card that seemed like it was possibly going to be fake or a scam. And I got it yesterday in the mail, finally, and indeed, it was fake. It was so fake. Here's how stupid the scam was. So, the card was going to be a first edition holographic Gengar card from the 1999 fossil set. Right? Okay, that was what was advertised, right? Now, the price was probably about half of what it should be, so already I was kind of like, this might be too good to be true, but I'm too curious not to purchase. Right? Shortly after I purchased, and the seller seemed to have sold the rest of his listings on his account, he then deletes the account. I'm saying he, but it could be anybody. I'm just gonna assume it's a man because I feel like men are more likely to commit these kind of scams anyway. But anyway, fuck all that. Irrelevancy. Okay, so his account's gone, right? I'm like, okay, this is already obviously going to be a scam, but we'll see what happens. 3 weeks go by, the card is finally in the mail. Okay? I open the package, and it is a Gengar card, but it is not the first edition or the holographic variation. But at first it seemed to be a genuine card, just the wrong card. So I go ahead and start processing the return, right? Saying the item that arrived was not the item that was described. Now, this card was in a protector and a sleeve. I take it out to examine it further, and it is fake as fuck, dude. Completely different card stock. The coloring is off. It has this weird, like the entire front of the card has this weird, like, reflection on it. It's like semi-holographic, but not to the point where I could even notice it until I took it out of the protector and sleeve. So, very odd that they wouldn't just give me a counterfeit card of the card that was advertised. Like, I understand if it was like, the same card but not the right edition or whatever. But it's weird that they like doubled up on the scam. Like, it was not only the wrong type of card, but that card itself was also fake. Weird decision. Anyway, once I realized it was indeed obviously fake as hell, I call eBay up and I'm like, hey, this is what's happening. I got a fake card. I've already started the return process, but I don't really feel comfortable returning this card to this guy because I feel like he'll just use it again to, scam somebody else. And they were like, well, go ahead and return it. That way you can get your money back. And after, some back and forth kind of, arguments, not that I was like, yelling at this person. By argument, I mean like I was just kind of going through, asking questions, and they were answering them, right? I was trying to resolve the issue and get to the most logical solution, but ended up returning it as eBay said I should try to do. Even though the account no longer existed, I guess it is still connected to an email address, right? So, and I'm sure also a credit card and stuff like this, a phone number. So, when I clicked that I want to return it, I guess this person was notified outside of eBay, and they accepted the return, which was very surprising. And they even sent a label for me to print off. Okay, so they purchased a label. So now I'm a little confused that, how does the scam work if this guy's going to spend money on buying a shipping label, which, I assume will cost $5, $6, $7. I don't really understand the scam anymore. It seems like they're losing money. But the other part of the scam was that they must have done a chargeback on the shipping label they purchased, because once I printed that out, packed up the item, took it to USPS, thank God I went straight to a actual person and didn't just try to toss it in the bin or anything. I wanted to get a receipt and everything, and they were having some issue with the USPS, and I couldn't scan it. I couldn't do the self scanner. It was shut down temporarily, so I had to go talk to an actual person. Took it up front, and the lady tried to scan it. The worker there wouldn't scan. They put in the tracking number manually. That did not work either. It came up as invalid. So basically, that shipping label didn't exist or had been invalidated. So I assume that second part of the scam again was that they would send me a return label, but then would charge back. So that would make the return label invalid. And if I did not, actually go and try to get a receipt for that shipment and talk to a person at USPS, it probably would have just gotten lost in the mail or eventually returned to sender, aka me. And I assume maybe the scammer was betting that by the time that all passed, I would have passed the time required to return, and then would kind of miss out on my return, and they would keep their money. I assume that was probably the fucking master plan or something. It didn't work though, so yeah, took the package back because I could not mail it with that invalid shipping number. Called eBay again, and they bought a return label and sent it to me in my email, and then gave the guy, notified the seller, the scammer, that they have 2 days to give me my money back. Otherwise there would be consequences, right? Negative consequences, such as, being flagged and have their probably card and email and number banned from eBay. So I'm sure that they will not send me a refund, regardless whether the return gets there or not. I did end up shipping the item again. eBay's label did work, and they did charge his card for that label. So, it's already been shipped, so it's probably too late for him to try to charge back via his bank or whatever. Or if he does, I don't know what would even happen then. But yeah, that thing's in the mail. Doesn't matter if it gets to the guy or not. I'm gonna get my money back regardless. So if they don't give me the money in 2 days, eBay will pay me directly. Okay, so pretty interesting. This is the third fake card I've received from an eBay seller. The other two I didn't catch because they were really good fakes. Well, actually, one was an item I'd never even received, and this was years ago before eBay had good customer service. But it was just like a card coming from a foreign seller that surprisingly had good reviews. But you could definitely fake reviews, right? You can kind of like bought your reviews or whatever somehow. Send stuff to like your own PO box or something. That way, you're like a verified buyer of your own shit, and just kind of like make a fake an account by that. But yeah, that was the case where I didn't receive a card, and then it was kind of like past the time I could complain or whatever. Um, and that was like a $20 card. I didn't really care too much, you know what I mean? Then the other card was one I filmed recently on my channel that I bought like 5 years ago. I tried to resell it, and the guy who I sold it to realized that it was fake or probably fake, and sent it back to me. And then I realized once I examined it further, yeah, this is definitely fake as fuck, but a really good fake. And like objectively, it shouldn't have been that good because it was like a sticker fake where they took like a common card and put like a sticker on top of it of a rare card. But it was like such a high quality printed sticker and placed so well that I didn't notice for fucking years, which is kind of crazy. But once I guess it got jiggled around in transit, and the guy noticed like something was up because the holographic uh, film or whatever you want to call it was like bubbling up. So once that was returned to me, I was able to kind of put a fingernail uh, in a little crease that was popping up, and yeah, peel the fucking sticker off. Crazy. Um, don't think getting money back for that one. It's been like 5 fucking years, so a little too late. But yeah, this one I kind of knew would probably be fake, but just being aware of it and knowing like my options with eBay, and also like living so close to the post office, it really wasn't that much of a hassle to talk with eBay to get my money back. And now that they know this guy's a scammer, hopefully they'll never come back to eBay. They'll be, essentially banned. We'll have to get like a new email address, new phone number, a new card to even sell on eBay again. So that's good stuff. I'm glad I was able to, you know, let people know that this guy is a fucking scammer. Um, I was ready to lose my money and everything, but it looks like I'll be able to get my money back, which is good. So yeah, that was that was probably like 40 minutes, give or take, of my morning. Was going back and forth with this return label bullshit and eBay, just to get like $45 back or whatever, and get this guy banned from eBay. But yeah, definitely be careful out there, guys. There's tons of just fucking rapscallions out there, dude. Friggin' just these people scamming people like it's nothing. Straight up sociopaths. So be careful what you buy. And even if the seller has good reviews, those can be fake too. So watch out. You know. Typically, like especially if I'm buying anything valuable, you know, I make sure the seller is legit. Like I'll look back in all of their history. I'll make sure they've been around for a while. They have, legit looking feedback from their buyers. Um, and if anything's worth more than $250, make sure you've got that authenticity guarantee from eBay. They work with the PSA grading authority or whatever. Premier Sports Authority, yeah, that's what they call it. So unless the listing is just fucked up or whatever. If anything, it's over $250, then it should have like the authenticity guarantee. So if you're buying like a card that's worth that much, uh, if it doesn't have that, don't even don't even fuck with that seller, because if the card's in like a slab, it can still be faked. You know what I mean? Like slabs are being faked nowadays, and fakes are getting better and better. These counterfeits are getting better and better. So definitely get that fucking authenticity guarantee and make sure PSA is grading that shit. I actually had, I think maybe 4 years ago, I bought like a Charizard card that had the authenticity guarantee uh, for that card, for that purchase. And it went to PSA and they found it was fake. So you never know. You know, and that was a pretty real looking card. Like I was pretty sure that was gonna be, you know, sent to me no problem. It was gonna be real, but it was fucking fake. And eBay got my money back. You know, so you never know. Anyway, that's enough of that. What else is going on, man? We got this over here. Check this out. Laying down on the yoga mat. Is that comfy? Left this out here, and now it's yours, huh? I can't be leaving things out here, 'cause you're gonna take it all. Yeah, it's real comfy, huh? Real comfy. What else is going on? Forgot what the fuck else I was gonna talk about. Oh yeah, I guess training and stuff. So, uh, a dude I met a while back and I've been climbing with outside occasionally now has a home wall, which is becoming very cool. Uh, he built himself in his shed. It's just like a 45-degree angle, give or take. Um, Probably 10 by 8 feet, something like that, you know? All wooden holds, excuse me, all holds that he's made. Then a friend of his came by and gave him some more holds that that guy made. So these are all like homemade holds. Plane going by. Yeah, homemade board, homemade holds, 45-degree angle, which is a great angle to train on to get like powerful, you know, and build body tension and stuff. So I've been doing that like once a week with him and a few dudes. That's been pretty sick for climbing specific training. I still argue that climbing outside is the best training you can do. Um, Especially if you have like particular climbs in mind. It's like you can, you know, tailor your training to that specific climb, which I've done before with great success, you know, and just trying out the moves, obviously. And there's nothing more specific you can do to climb something than actually trying to climb it. uh, but that being said, you know, it's been rainy lately and stuff, and there's not a ton of steep angle climbs at the local joint, the local boulder field. So it is nice to have a different kind of stimulus, and you can definitely get a lot stronger by climbing at steep angles, whether it's on real rock or on wood or on plastic or whatever. It's still a great training stimulus. Um, so yeah, doing that like once a week. I've backed off a little bit from the daily isometrics on the hangboard, um, just because I feel like I kind of plateaued and maybe even overreached or overtrained a little bit on that. I feel like my nervous system needed a break, so I'm doing that less often now. It's been like every other day, basically, instead of like daily. Um, so Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That and just trying to climb outside once a week has been the thing to do. Um, I've been doing a little bit of yoga type stuff, mobility type stuff. I stopped lifting just because I wanted to put all my energy into climbing related activity. Uh, and I feel like if I lift weights, then I get a little too sore and then have to recover from that. And I've also got a part time job that is a little bit physical right now, so I don't want to really, feel that kind of inflammation. I've been doing some body weight exercises and been holding, isometric exercises like planks and stuff like this. Uh, all kinds of planks, side planks, front planks, reverse planks, planks on rings, stuff like this. So the core strength is definitely improving. Body tension in general is improving, and coordination in general. And yeah, a lot of mobility exercises to loosen me up. And I even started doing a little bit of cardio again, like last, I think it was Saturday, maybe. Either Saturday or Friday, I can't quite remember. I was doing, I was hitting the bag again, which felt amazing. So that was pretty cool to see that I could still do all my kind of striking techniques with still pretty good technique. That stuff is definitely hardwired into my nervous system. Obviously, not as quick or powerful as I used to be, especially because I'm just out of practice, but also because I'm, getting older, and I feel like uh, speed is like the first thing to go as you age, really. Like, quickness is one thing that definitely goes as you age, you know. But it was cool to see I still got it. I could still do 10 3-minute rounds without even training at all. So, very cool. Very cool. And we'll keep doing that probably once a week as well. So, essentially, my training is going to be moving forward 1 day board climbing per week, ideally. 1 day climbing outside per week. Probably 3 to 4 days of hangboarding, which would be just isometrics, feet on the ground, and pretty much daily mobility. Daily mobility. What the fuck is my dog barking at? Hey, what are you barking at? Make you go back inside. Huh? Go on. Go on. Good boy. So yeah, 1 day of fucking hitting the bag, 1 day of board climbing, 1 day of actual rock climbing, and the rest is all just kind of like mobility and core work and fucking isometrics that don't really get me sore but can be a little bit taxing on the nervous system depending on how hard I'm going. And that's it, man. That's about it. It's been feeling good. I have been getting back into leg workouts, but I'm still not going to bother lifting yet. Yesterday I was doing some leg exercises, which I've not done in a long friggin' time, probably a couple of years at least. I was using the ring here to put my foot in. Okay, so I got one foot in the ring, toe down, standing here facing this way, and I'm doing split squats of all kinds of variations. So I might, with my foot on this ring, I might push it back, get more of a stretch. I also pull up on the straps and have the ring about hip level and have more of like a hip hingey kind of split squat. Burner, super burner. Uh, crazy to balance on for sure with a ring. Lots of full body tension, felt great. My feet and ankles especially were on fire doing that. So highly recommended if you got a pair of rings to try the rings split squat. Okay, so think about like a Bulgarian split squat, same form, but instead of the foot up on a bench or something, it's in a ring. Okay, so you got a lot more instability to deal with, um, and therefore your nervous system and muscles in general just work harder. You know, you're gonna feel all kinds of muscle working that you wouldn't feel with a stable setup. So pretty cool when I'm actually like a little bit sore from that. You know, I haven't done it in a while, which is one thing. Yeah, one reason why. I feel like whenever I do something new or something I haven't done in a long time, I'm always like a little sore after because I have to readapt to it. But I have a feeling that when I do this again, in probably a few days, that it'll be easier and I will be less sore. And then I'll freaking progress from there. And I think when I do get to a point where I am well adapted to my routine, I probably will add a weight to that. And I'll also start doing some weighted pull-ups again and stuff like that. So I do need to continue to increase my general strength, um, which is just good for any athlete to do, you know, or any person to do in general. Even if you're not an athlete, it's good to kind of do some kind of strength training or resistance training in general, just to maintain muscle mass and bone density and stuff like this, you know, and keep the hormones pumping too, you know, especially working out large parts of the body like the legs or the back. You know what I mean? You get like a lot of androgen receptors, you know, blinking on from that, and that will definitely help increase testosterone production in the body. You know, just like a natural testosterone booster is just fucking working out your damn legs and back. So, highly recommended. Even if you're a climber who wants to skip leg day, I'd say do it anyway, just for the pro hormonal benefits. Okay. And also, I mean, come on. You don't have to deadlift, you know, 400 pounds or squat, you know, whatever. So many hundreds of pounds. Just do something. You know, anything is better than nothing. And unless you're eating a ton, you're not really going to gain a ton of mass, right? It doesn't make sense to be worried about, you know, the composition of your lower body when you're not even eating enough to alter the composition to a degree that would matter, right? That's my advice. So that's about it. I'm gonna get on with my day. This is a nice little half an hour break though. Y'all take care. Again, watch out for those scammers and keep crushing out there. Keep doing your workouts. Keep doing whatever you're doing and have fun doing it. That's about it. Peace out.